everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Marriage Madness with Rio and Kyra. It is episode 10 today. Episode 10. You guys have been holding us down 10 episodes. Thank you for watching. Thank you for staying tuned. We appreciate you. So today we decided that we were going to talk about something that has been very popular the past week. We let it die down and then now we're gonna put our video out. But everybody has been talking about Will, Jada, and August and the entanglement situation. So we've decided to watch the Red Table Talk on camera and I guess give our perspective, right? We did start watching it for like 4 minutes last week, and then I was like, this would be a good topic to talk about.
Right. So
we stopped. So we have not seen the whole thing, but I did hear her say entanglement, so that is going to be the title of this. Entanglements and what we think about it. Now, disclaimer here: no marriage, no relationship is perfect whatsoever.
I agree.
Judging, we do not. Have an opinion, we do, because we're human, and it is what it is. You can never say you'll never be in a situation, but you're entitled to feel how you want to feel.
Right. And
you're entitled to say, in this moment, if this was me, I would or would not deal with that. So I don't know. I'm just giving that disclaimer because I know how people are. Like, we never proclaim to be perfect.
Definitely
not. We are not in any way like being judgmental or like I'm better than you type, or that'll never be us, because life happens to people. But we are gonna give our perspective and our insight on it as of right now, like how we feel about it right now, because I think it's just something that people should talk about, especially people being married in similar situations, not their personal situation, but in a marriage, in a bond, building a family. So without further ado, we're gonna watch, and I guess if somebody has something to say, we'll be pausing in between and kind of having a dialogue. He has his computer here, and you'll be able to watch too on the bottom of the screen. I don't know if it'll be on the left or the right, and be able to engage in us. So talk to us as well. Write in the comments, tell us how you feel, what you think. No judgment. We don't judge you, don't judge us, and let's just keep it real. So let's go.
Let's get into it.
This Red Table for...
First off, I'm gonna stop this. Why am I stopping this so soon? Is because this video is 12 minutes.
Okay.
There's no way you can talk about this situation in 12 minutes.
But
and I haven't watched no Red Table Talk conversations. This is my first one that I ever watched. I got a glimpse of T.I. and Tiny, but I didn't watch it fully through. But given what the media has shown us and what this situation is, it's no way they can talk about this in 12 minutes.
But
this is way too short.
They're entitled to give what they want to give. Like,
we gonna see, because 12 minutes.
I'm just saying, like, if we go through a situation and we talk about it in public, I wish somebody would tell me that we didn't talk about it long enough, or there's
12
no way.
minutes. All right, let's get into the video.
Just all the stuff that's going on in the press. I felt like it was important to come to the table to really clear the air. Somebody made a statement for me that wasn't a statement I made. That went cray-cray.
And one of the reasons why I wanted to come to the table is the media, the headlines. We specifically never said anything.
He want to come to the table because he's looking at the situation like, you got me up in this BS. Like, if you would have just kept this behind closed doors.
What do you mean?
Now it's in the media. Now I got to come and explain or try to understand the situation.
No, what do you mean kept behind closed doors? Like, she did not put it out there.
It doesn't matter. She should have controlled August. If she would have controlled him and be like, yo, this is what it is. This is a little fling. This is what we doing over here. Don't bring this to the light.
Didn't watch the August interview. I watched the August interview. He said he had to tell his truth. The relationship that was going on behind closed doors that other people knew about, it was costing him endorsements. It was costing him money. It was costing him pain because he couldn't be his true self. So
he had to know that this was just a fling and not some... He couldn't have thought that he was going to be with Jada thinking like... Even
if he couldn't have, like, when people go their separate ways, she can't control how he exposed whatever he exposed. So
she kind of could have controlled that.
No, I don't think she could have controlled that. He said what he said, and now they have to address it, and they're sitting at this table. So I think her actions very much so caused them to be at the red table to talk about it, but I don't think she could have controlled the fact that it was exposed in the manner that it was exposed.
All right.
We were purposely not saying anything. Any headline that says Jada said or Will said or the Smith said is not true. We specifically never said anything.
Right.
So coming to the table was like, we just felt like it got to the point where you got to say something.
Yeah, and to stop that cycle.
Yeah.
You know, there's people's feelings involved.
Right.
You know, and at the end of the day, I don't like how all of this came to be. That doesn't matter. It's all love.
It's all
honestly.
love.
And I would usually not, you know, that would be something I wouldn't comment on at all.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like it's a situation that I consider private.
You just feel like they ain't really nobody's business. Yeah. But now Black Twitter has claimed it as their business.
But, you know, I feel like it's healing that needs to happen. And I know there's a lot of stuff going on in the world right now.
Yeah.
Even though this is minuscule, I do feel like it's these kinds of things that create the world that we're in. And the idea of not communicating, not talking about it, not clearing the air, and just being as transparent. Just being transparent.
And I'm here with you.
I thank you for that, because you've been on a hell of a journey with me. So that's what we're going to start with. This is a very personal journey.
Yep.
That became very public.
Yes, absolutely.
For whatever reason.
So what happened, Jada?
Okay,
so what happened, Jada? Like, cut this jibber jabber and what happened? Why are we at this red table?
Okay, let me ask you. Do you think he knew what happened before August?
Do I think he knew about this?
Do you think he knew about this?
Yes, 100%. He knew about this.
So if he knew about this, honestly, this wasn't necessary.
It's necessary because it's hit the public now. The public always had this perception that they were swingers.
That's true.
It's been in the public forever.
That's very true.
But now that it's actually came out to be true, they're trying to clean this up. I love Will and Jada. Don't get it twisted. I never understood the whole swinging thing, but when you rich, it's different.
No, you just have different people have different purposes. I don't think it has anything to do with the money. There are people that are broke as hell that are swingers. So
no,
or
people that's broke as hell is just cheaters. Period. Like ain't no swingers.
No, you out of line. So,
no, it's no way you can be broke and then it's like yo, you can go do your thing, but just come home. Nah, that's
what
not.
do you
That don't work
mean?
for
What
broke
do your
people.
finances have to do with your preference? Like, that's crazy.
Because there's a bag attached to it. You think Jada Pinkett gonna leave Will Smith? Nigga worth $500 million. It's a different ball game when you got $500 million. Like,
but she got her own money.
not $500 million though. Not saying that she can't get $500 million, but she don't have $500 million.
I don't think it's a money thing. I think they have a family. They have a family. They're raising children. So what August said, they transitioned from husband and wife to life partners. Life partners is something like you're always going to be together regardless of the situation. You're going to figure it out. You're going to navigate your way through. And I think that bond that they, agreed to is what kept them where they at. I don't think it's because they have money that they survive being swingers. Like, I don't think that.
Okay, all right.
No, go ahead.
I feel like when you touch a certain amount, like when you touch a certain amount of money, it changes your marriage. Like, not speaking if we touch a certain amount of money, it would change our marriage.
Hold on,
not saying that.
You think?
I'm not speaking for us, but in this world that they're living in now, with that money comes a lot of groupies, a lot of cheating. I'm not going to say that Will Smith is a cheater, but I can almost guarantee that he has some shorties on the side. This August situation, he knew about the situation. It's no way you telling me he didn't know that him and Jada was doing what they was doing. No way he didn't know. Just my opinion.
With, I guess about 4.5 years ago. I think it was about 4 years ago. Started a friendship with August. And we actually became really, really good friends. And it all started with him just needing some help. Me wanting to help his health, his mental state.
Because for me, that was the thing when Og first came around, he was really sick.
He was really sick, yeah.
And the outpouring for him.
When Og came around. Og.
I mean, they have a personal relationship.
What? You calling him Og? Will?
Because she probably brought him around and they had a personal relationship. Maybe initially Will didn't think that it was.
I mean, Will, like August said in his interview, he gave him confirmation like, yo, it's cool. Og. I'm not calling this man Og. Like, that's not my man. That's only for your man to call you Og. When the person know you, like, yo, it's all good, Og, do your thing, man. You know what I'm saying? We got an agreement. Take care of your business, bro. Keep her out my way for a little while.
So you think that he gave him permission?
He called him Og.
So that means he gave him permission?
Yes.
Okay.
100%. This is my man Og right here.
These must be man cues, because I do think him calling him Og means that Jada brought him in and they were, I don't know, because there's rumors that say that he was Jaden's friend. I don't know, him and Jaden's not the same age, but if he was, and he looked at him like one of the kids and part of the family, because if you look at pictures from the past, they all took pictures as a family. So
he was a young tenderoni that Jada had her eyes on. It was like, oh,
and that very well, it's probably true.
This young boy right here, yeah. Will, let's talk about it. They talked about it, he gave it clearance. Look at his face. Look at his face. He like, I'm so mad right now, but let's talk about it. Let's keep going.
What is wrong with you?
our family was initially about his health.
Yeah. And I mean, we found all those different resources, you know, to help pull him through. And from there, you know, you and I were going through a very difficult time.
Yeah.
And we decided...
I was done with your ass.
Yeah, you kicked me to
I
the
was
curb.
done with you.
Yeah.
Marriages have that, though. Marriages have that.
Yeah, we broke up.
We decided that we were going to separate for a period of time, and you go figure out how to make yourself happy, and I'll figure out how to make myself happy.
Well, at that particular point in time, it was indefinite.
Yeah, I really felt like we could be over.
So he says he really felt like they could be over, but that sounds like in his mind he didn't think they were over. They were just separating, and you find what makes you happy and I find what makes me happy is it's totally different from separating and we no longer need to be together because this is not working. So I feel like in that manner it's different. Like if I felt like I wasn't happy in this marriage, or you felt like you wasn't happy in this marriage, it could be because of personal reasons. Like I could feel like you know, I'm so consumed with this house, I don't know myself type stuff. But just because, you know, we separate or whatever, that does not mean that I'm seeking someone else. Like to separate to seek someone else, and to separate because, you know, you're dealing with mental strain, or you're feeling like, you know, you're not happy is totally different. So to me it seems like he didn't think that they were done.
I mean, he did say he was done with her ass though.
Yeah, but I think that was just to save face.
Huh?
I think that was to save face. He said, "Yeah, I was done with your ass." But then she said, "Yeah, it was indefinite." And he was like, "Yeah, I thought we pretty much could be over."
Okay.
So for me, I feel like they were on two totally different pages with the separation, if they were even separated, because you got the open relationship theory and then you got the we were separated theory. So are they trying to debunk the open relationship theory, or trying to make the fling look better because they were separated? Or
okay,
is what they saying accurate?
I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, no, we were over.
And then what did you do, Jada?
Well, you know, I think from there, you know, as time went on, I got into a different kind of entanglement with August. And one thing I want to get clear about and clean up, one of the things that was kind of swirling in the press about you giving permission, which is...
he gave permission.
You know,
You
the
can
only
tell.
person
He's
that
looking
can give
like,
permission
I did.
in that particular
Yeah.
circumstance is myself.
Yes,
So
exactly.
what you
Yeah.
think about that?
I missed
Literally,
it. Let me go back.
Clean up one of the things that was kind of swirling in the press about you giving permission, which is
That says, yeah, I
you know, the only person that could give permission in that particular
Yeah.
circumstance is myself.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
so you cannot give permission for me to lay down with nobody. The only person that can give permission is me. Let's make this clear. So they're not, I don't think they're saying, I think it's a in between the lines thing.
That's cap.
Basically, Will can't tell you that I'm gonna sleep with you, or Will can't give you permission about me sleeping with you because that's my choice. But Will could have given permission for him to court his wife and make her happy. That's two totally different things. Like for her to flat out
Look at his face. He like, you know I gave you permission. Like, you know for a fact that I told you, go ahead, do your thing.
whatever.
I'm gonna be over here in this wing of the house. You be over here in this wing of the house with August. Do your thing.
I don't think it happened like that.
Keep your little boy toy in check. That's all. That's how you looking. Be like, you know, I
But
gave you
what
permission.
August was probably trying to communicate, because I could actually see how he would perceive it as permission, because we were separated amicably. And I think he also wanted to make it clear that he's not a homewrecker, which he's not.
I think so. I mean, because this is your red table, and you like brought yourself to the red table. I think you need to say clearly what happened.
As
She ain't talking clear. She dancing. She dancing.
I mean, it's
I can guarantee you her next statement is gonna be, what do you mean? I can guarantee you it says, what do you mean?
Why do you think that?
Because she's clearly dancing around everything. It's he's basically at this red table to save face and to say, yo, what really happened? I know what happened, but just tell these people what really happened.
True. I mean,
I can guarantee. Look at her. She's looking like, oh my God. You know. But you want me to explain this? That's how she's looking right now. I can guarantee you her next statement is going to say, what do you mean? Let's see.
far as what?
You and I
Exactly. As far as
decided
what?
we were
You know what I'm
gonna
talking about.
Take our space, and what happened?
Yeah, and then I got into an entanglement with August. That's what I said.
And then
An entanglement. Look, an entanglement. Like, he's about to say an entanglement. Just say that you was smashing the little tenderoni. That's it.
As
An
a woman,
entanglement?
you're not gonna like.
Yo, he was giving it to me. That's it. We were separated.
Or she
If you
could've
want to,
just
if you
said,
want to,
"I
if
had
you want
an
to be
affair."
clear, just be like, yo, we were separated. I needed some dick. Yo, and this little tenderoni was looking good to me. That's it.
No, she could have just said she had an affair. They were still married, so it's still an affair, separated or not.
Okay.
movement.
Yes. Yes.
A relationship.
Yes, it was a
Yeah.
relationship. Absolutely. I was in a lot of pain, and I was very broken.
So
Now,
wait.
in the process,
Can you call it an entanglement if it was a relationship? A
You can't.
relationship is a relationship. An entanglement, the way I understand it, what is an entanglement?
I don't know. Entanglement,
Let's
I
look up
guess,
the
is
definition.
simply sexual.
Let me see.
There was a situation where we got entangled.
Oh, a complicated or compromising relationship or situation. So it wouldn't be complicated or compromising if you were separated. If you're separated and you have no indication that you're gonna get back together, why is it complicated?
It's not.
You're with somebody else, unless somebody was cheating.
No, unless somebody gave you permission.
That's true.
Will gave you the do your thing. I'm over here in this wing of the house. You good over there.
What? Why you keep saying he gave her permission?
telling
in the
you.
house?
I'm telling you. An entanglement, nah, you good. Go do your thing. I'm gonna be over here with my little joint. Guarantee you got a little joint in the crib. While she had her situation. Will little joint just ain't said nothing yet. She like, man, I'm good. I ain't got no reason to say nothing. My bills is paid.
I don't know.
Facts. Camera died, but we back. So, did she want to help heal him, or was it she wanted to feel good?
She just said it felt. She said also it felt good to help. So it's all tied in together. I think that now that she said that, it makes her look crazy because you use this boy.
She was using him 100%.
It sounds like you use this boy. You knew that he had health issues. His mental health was compromised.
Right.
His emotions was all over the place. And while if you and Will were actually separated, you were broken you were more, I can't even say, because I don't know what her mental space is, but the way she's talking about it, like you knew what you was doing. Yeah. Now, do I think that she blatantly, like, you know, like knew it was going to turn into this and that it was going to affect him that way? No, but do I think that if she would have analyzed it properly, she could have
prevented all this?
Right. I mean, you used them, to me. And that sucks, because while they sitting here and they still may have, you know, a rocky relationship or still like healing through it, you got somebody else who is already broken, who is now trying to navigate through a situation that he didn't have to be involved in. And that really sucks.
Yeah.
With my codependency, which is another thing that I had to learn to break in this cycle of just that idea of needing to fix and being drawn to people that need help, whether it's your health or whether it's your addictions. Mm-hmm. There's something about that childhood trauma that feels as though it can be fixed through fixing people.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Versus fixing me.
Yeah.
So what she's saying is she knows she had issues like in herself, whether it's in herself, in her marriage, that needed to be fixed. But she experienced codependency, which is always needing somebody there, somebody to fix, somebody help. And she's drawn to people with issues that show them that they need her. And her fixing people is a way of kind of not acknowledging her own, because she's so involved with fixing somebody else.
So in the midst of her fixing somebody else, she caught feelings for that person. In the midst of that. That's what you're saying.
I mean, that's what it sounds like.
That's what happened.
Yeah, so she got drawn to somebody that was so vulnerable and that she could step in and be the superwoman. That helps her not acknowledge that she got her own problems. So we was going through so much that he helped me not think about what we was going through.
Because y'all two was going through something, so that kind of took your mind off of what you and Will was going through.
And
that is just weird.
No, I mean,
not weird.
Regular people do all the time. When people break up, especially when you're younger, and you go into dating somebody else, and they call that the rebound person. It's the same thing.
How is that a rebound person if y'all both going through? I mean, okay, I guess, but if y'all both going through something.
What is a rebound when you playing basketball?
I mean, when you catch the ball after somebody missed a shot, that's a rebound.
So see their relationship as the missed shot. Considering that she prayed on August, it's not entirely the same, because it's not like he caught the ball, but it is. It's kind of like the ball was put in his hands.
Okay.
But he would be considered the rebound in this scenario, assuming that what they're saying is true. And she consumed herself with him, which caused her to then, I guess, be engaged or in a relationship or whatever, and it turned into that. That's what she's saying. So I mean, I know codependency is a real thing. However, what I will say is Jada really never talked about, she's very open about a lot of stuff on this Red Table. I know you don't watch it,
right?
But she never really talked about like her codependency at all. So I'm not saying it's not accurate. I'm just saying that it's kind of strange how now when you have to be out in the spotlight and explain when you were wrong, like you're wrong in your present tense, that it sounds like an excuse. It just sounds like an excuse. But she could very well be telling the truth, because that does happen to me.
And I think that whole process with all really showed me that and taught me that. And I'm really grateful for that lesson.
I feel like that husband, like, I'm with you at the press conference. And that husband, now I got to be with you at the press conference while you, like, tell the world about your transgressions. Like, I love my baby. I'm gonna stand by my baby no matter what.
Well, you know, I
up.
definitely understand why it would look that way or feel that way, but I actually don't look at it as a transgression at all. Through that particular journey, I learned so much about myself and was able to really confront a lot of emotional immaturity, emotional insecurity, and I was really able to do some really deep healing, you know, and as I came through and started to realize.
So the deep healing was basically sex with August. Allegedly. Not to say I don't have any confirmation that she was sleeping with this man, but from what August was saying,
I mean, an entanglement.
An entanglement sounds like her deep healing was needed.
Well, apparently she's saying the situation, you know, led to a deep healing. So it may not have been their actual relationship. It could have been the process there. From what he said, they don't talk anymore. So it could have been while she was in the moment, but when she was forced to, you know, when she didn't have him anymore, or nobody else was there, and she was forced to acknowledge what was going on. It's like being locked in a room. Like, you have to heal. You have to figure out what got you to the place that you are and what's gonna help you get out of it.
So, as a woman, I'm gonna ask you, do you feel like your deep healing should involve another man?
No, but you know, people are different. You don't know. If you do not use the right outlets, it can. It definitely can. That's why I'm not an advocate for friends like that. Like outside friends, because things happen. If you're having issues in your marriage and then you have this friend and, you know, they feeling you, but you don't know that, or, you know, whatever the case may be. And then you start talking about what's going on in your marriage and how you having problems with your mate and this, that, and the third. And you guys are more drawn to each other because you're sharing your most deep feelings about what's going on in your house.
Okay.
People can prey on that. Not even just prey on that. Things can happen because you're in a vulnerable state. So, like for me, if we was going through something like I know I've already experienced, if I have mental instability before or emotional instability, or I feel like I'm missing something, I go to therapy. And therapy helps me create that foundation and keep that balance so that I wouldn't have to go somewhere else. Because it's not always a relationship for people. Sometimes it's drugs. Sometimes it's alcohol.
True.
So it just really depends. If you have nothing, like you mentioned, that it's like you rich and technically you have everything, but you have nothing if you cannot help navigate yourself through your toughest time.
Okay. I kind of feel like in a marriage, like me and you, if we going through something, it's no way that I'm going to be so deep in hurt and in my feelings and fall into the arms of another woman. That's just hard for me to comprehend that shit without you being like, it's all good, go ahead, you can, you know what I'm saying, like, figure it out if you want to be with me or not.
Like, just hypothetically, like in a scenario, like they say I don't know what caused them to say that they was done, but in a regular relationship, the most we do is argue. But you come home every day, I'm always angry, I'm never happy, you do stuff to make me happy, you bring me flowers, you try to do dates, I'm just mean, I'm just surly. You can't get through to me. Whenever you try to talk to me, it's kind of like nothing's wrong, but you bothering me. and you are so at your wit's end of trying. Like, you know what I mean? You like, I love my wife, but this is crazy. Like, because you can't change me. Like, you can work as hard as you want to work, but relationships aren't one-sided. So, or you could be feeling the way, like, tired of coming home and, like, you know what I mean? You feel like I don't do anything and you upset, or I annoy you, or, you know, whatever the case may be, and you push each other away. It can happen for somebody to come along, somebody at work, or
why not just
whatever the case. No, that should be the course of action, but people don't think about it like that. Like, they have a family. Like, we have a family. We have 3 children that we're raising. Like,
grown though. They grown. They children is grown. They ain't no babies.
She said 4 years ago, so I don't know how old Willow and them is, but
they was maybe 14. I'm gonna give them 14. I don't know. They could be 13, 14. At that age, you're gonna understand, because you can sit your child down and be like, "Yo, this is the situation
but I think it's
right
different
now. Me
when
and mommy,
you
daddy
build an
having
empire.
issues. We're gonna go this way and try to figure it out. And if we can come back in the middle, we'll come back. If we can't, we can't." They was old enough to understand that at that age.
I can agree that they may have, but it's just sometimes some things are out of the question for people. You get what I'm saying? Like, and it just really depends. Like, if you know that your kids live on that relationship, that family bond, and you feel like it would do them more harm, because, you know, not to talk about anybody's kids, but we know that their 2 kids have been out in the media for drastic stuff. Like, they seem to have lashed out in their childhood. So we don't know, you know what I mean, what they feel like if they put that on their kids, what will happen to their kids. Like, we don't know. And of course they're not going to talk about that, but at the end of the day, if something like this one, not like this, but something went on where we weren't making each other happy and we needed to separate, but we knew that our kids were going through emotional things, mental things, suicide thoughts, like things like that, would you, as a parent, what would you do as a parent? Would you, we still gotta separate, these kids gonna figure it out? Or as a parent, do you think, like,
if that was the case, then yes, us being married, let's try to figure this out for the sake of not just for us, but for our kids as well.
That's what I'm saying. So we don't know.
We don't know if that's the case. But
I'm speculating.
Judging from watching this, that ain't the case.
But I'm just telling you that.
Judging from watching this, that ain't the case. 100% that's not the case. And
The thing is about you and I, he decided to break all communication with me, which was totally understandable. And I let that be and hadn't talked to him since. So it is.
He decided to break communication with her because why? He kind of felt like she wasn't going to leave her marriage.
She didn't know why, but he said that it was because he was tired of not living his truth. After his sister spontaneously died, he said he stood over her in the casket and was just like, you know, I can't live like this. Like, I gotta live in my truth. And
that basically just means that he fell in love with Jada, and she didn't feel the same. This was an entanglement. No, this was an entanglement for her, but he fell in love.
Possibly, or they were both in love and in a relationship, but because of the relationship that Will and Jada had, they weren't willing to put out there that they were separated, or they weren't. So it was kind of like, we're gonna do our thing, but for our children's sake and for the media's sake and for the public's sake, me and Will still gonna play the part. But you know I'm for you. Eventually somebody that fall in love with a situation is gonna be like, well, if I always gotta let you, you know, look like you with this person, this is fake.
This was an entanglement. This wasn't a part of the plan, August. That's what Jada trying to tell him. That this wasn't a part of the plan. Bro, we was just supposed to have this little fling. It wasn't meant for you to fall in love. He fell in love. And now he's to the point where it's like, I'm tired of this. Let me go talk to Angela Yee. Let me tell her the deets of this. Let me give her the details of everything. Like, I fell in love with this woman, but she wasn't leaving Will for me. And that hurt me. That's basically what he's saying. I'm hurt, and she's considering this just an entanglement. Jada out of pocket, man.
A little weird that all this stuff is coming out now, since this was...
Yeah, because for me, this was years ago, right? You know, so the fact that it's coming up now, and I think it could feel weird for people that we're laughing and talking about it, but...
It happened so long ago.
You know, and our experiences of working through it, fighting through it, talking through it, and therapizing through it. I think that the why now is weird.
Yeah, when I say it's been a huge healing of my life, and just what I had to confront and discover, you know, about myself, the ugly truths and the beauty. So it was something that I felt like wasn't really ready to be discussed because it hadn't been that healing, because he hasn't wanted to, you know, Og and I haven't talked in so long. You know what I mean? So I don't know. This all seemed very
broke his heart.
Strange, you know. But I'm grateful for the journey that you and I have had together, because I feel like there are a lot of couples that go through those periods, and a lot of couples that have to separate and think it's over, and you know. The one thing I'll say about you and I is that there's never been secrets.
Right. We came together young.
There's never been any secrets, according to what she just said.
So that sounds like he
So that sounds like he knew about August from the jump.
It does.
There's no secrets between us. It's like me and you. There's no secrets between us. So if all of a sudden I pop out with this little shorty.
Well, I couldn't pop out with somebody. Why
you ain't popping out. No. That means that you knew.
If there's no secrets, if there's no secrets, like she said, there's no secrets, he agreed to it. I mean, either y'all lying or y'all not. If there's no secrets, Will definitely gave August the okay. And plus, everything else that August has said, they haven't denied. So why would he make that part up? And she said that he wasn't a homewrecker. So maybe Will did give his okay. Now I'm changing my tune. I think Will maybe really did give his okay. Do I think he's hurt? Absolutely.
Yeah, 100%.
Because I think he's hurt because it's in the public, and because they have to address it now. If it's been so long ago, sometimes when hurt refesters or whatever, it can cause issues. It can bring back, or it can make you think in a way that you didn't think before at the time. It's like, you know, now you looking at it on the outside looking in, and everybody's saying whatever, and he could be in his mind like, the audacity, like, she really but if he gave her permission, then it's part of it.
It's part of the game, man.
And we were both broken in our own ways, and to be able to make mistakes without the fear of losing your family is so critical.
Yeah, it's the idea of Amy.
Yeah.
To be able to make mistakes without the fear of losing your family. So that meant he knew.
100%.
That meant he knew. That meant they did whatever the hell they wanted to do, and they knew they wasn't leaving each other. So August was collateral damage. I'm convinced.
Turn it off.
To be
Turn it
able
off.
to make mistakes. Did y'all catch that? And not fear losing your family. That's a different kind of marriage. Because
That's an open marriage.
Yeah, that's a different kind of marriage. Like, I'm not walking around like I can do what I want to do. I know my husband ain't leaving me, because I know there's certain things you don't do. There's certain things that's disrespectful. There's certain things that there's no coming back from. The way that he explained it, they was coming back from whatever.
That's a fact.
Relationship and trying to get to deeper understanding of love is going to be forged in fire.
Yeah.
There's no way around it.
Yeah.
And I think that one of the things that I'm deeply grateful in this whole process between you and I is that we have really gotten to that new place
Yes.
of unconditional love.
Because I wasn't sure I was ever going to speak to you again.
I know.
Yeah, like the fact that I'm speaking to you again is a miracle.
I would agree.
No, but it ain't for the weak at heart. There's just certain things that you have to go through, and it's like...
And I wish, I wish that wasn't the case. I do. I wish that wasn't the case.
I sure wish it could be all magic and miracle.
She wished she would have picked somebody else that would have kept their mouth shut. That's all it is.
How come
Like, I
she
wish
couldn't
that wasn't the case. She just wishing that she would have picked somebody else that would have shut the hell up. August is like, nope, I'm done. I gotta say something. If she would have picked somebody else that didn't say nothing, we wouldn't even have this table talk.
That's true.
Yeah. You got to go through some to get the answers.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just happy because I definitely believe that you and I, we never, ever, ever thought that we would make it back.
Yeah. There's a real power in the just knowing somebody's riding with you no matter what.
Yeah.
And you really can't know that
Until you go
through some stuff, I don't want to go through this no more.
Yeah, no, I don't either.
Yeah. I'm going to get you back first, and then...
You don't get me back. I think you got me back. I think we're good on that,
Okay, that's probably true.
And I don't think it's about getting anybody back.
No, for me it is.
Okay. I'll give you that petty.
think
That's
that's
what you want.
It's a little trickery to that.
You think it's how some people be joking, but they be dead serious.
It's a jokey joke, but it ain't a joke. It's definitely a little jokey joke, but it's some seriousness. It's some seriousness to what he's saying.
Yeah. Because for me, I would be like, you gonna get me back? We could break up today because I ain't about to deal with it.
Right.
But to each their own.
But I will definitely say it's just part of it.
Yeah.
If you expect to be with somebody for a lifetime.
25 years and counting.
We ride together.
We die together.
Bad marriage for life.
That's crazy.
That's terrible.
It's the truth.
It's the truth.
But yeah, it's just part of the journey.
I told you the first year we're married
What'd you tell me?
that I can love you through anything.
And I didn't believe you.
Yeah.
If somebody looked through a crystal ball and said this, and this is gonna happen, I'd be like, no way.
Yeah. You thought I was that I didn't have the girth that it was going to take to ride with you through.
I didn't know if you would be willing to find the deep capacity to love me.
Yeah. How am I doing?
You're doing great.
Well, he doing great now.
Yeah. You're awesome.
Yeah, I bet he is doing great now.
To love me.
Yeah.
You doing effing great. Yeah, now he is.
I mean, what they have is for them.
Because he's sticking by you through this. That's why he's doing great.
I mean, it
sticking by you
happened
through
4 years
all of
ago,
this.
and he knew about it, and he stuck by it. It's no, like...
This wasn't 4 years ago. This was recently. Believe that. This was recent. Maybe a year ago. This wasn't 4 years. I mean, it may have started 4 years ago. This ended maybe a year ago.
Yeah, because his sister didn't. Her sister ain't been dead for a year.
Tops. Like,
or has she been dead for a year? That's true. Because that's when he said he stopped talking to her. See? You gotta pay attention to cues. So it wasn't really, it was 4 years ago when it started. But it wasn't 4 years ago when it ended. And that's the truth. Now, my personal take is, like I said, you can't predict what you're going to go through in your marriage. You can't predict how you're going to react when it happens. But in this current moment and how I feel, I'm not one for cheating because, like they said, they're honest. Like, they're all honesty. There's no secrets. That's how I feel we are. So, for me, I just wouldn't be able to accept that. And I am also a person who's growing, but I hold grudges. I always tell my husband, like, if you was a cheat, I would have to, even if I wanted to be with you, I would have to go my way because it wouldn't be fair to you or me, because I wouldn't let you live that down. I would try to get through it, but in every argument, I would throw it in your face. I just know that that's me.
Yeah, so the best bet would be for you to just leave. Go my separate way. Yeah.
And I don't know if it's considered cheating if Will gave permission or whatever. They were married. For me, entanglement while you're married is cheating. Period. Whether the person accepted or not. I also feel like Jada was dead wrong, but one thing that made me look at her a little different is the fact that she sat across from T.I. and Tiny with so much opinion about what he was doing and what they was going through. And
the whole time.
So
she had a situation.
So I just kind of feel like that's whack, because she's open about everything else, but the way that she sat across from them and, you know, kind of like try to navigate through what was going on. I'm not gonna say she judged, but you gotta watch it again to see how.
Yeah, she gave us more than 12 minutes.
She did.
On somebody else's situation, she gave us more than 12 minutes. But when it came to her, she gave us 12 minutes to explain this whole situation.
And about Will, I just feel like if you accepted that, I mean, I know that you hurt now, but that's part of it. I mean, for her, I feel like just because somebody give you a gun and drop you off in front of the bank don't mean you gotta rob the bank. So she didn't have to do that. You know, there was other ways around it. However, I don't know what they were going through, what they were dealing with, or, you know, what entirely caused it. Because we only know what they told us. But, yeah, what they have is for them. I'm glad that they were able to navigate through that. I'm glad that they were able to, you know, not practice forgiveness and, you know, figure out how to get past that and still be, because you can tell they love each other. Right. It's not an act. Whether the marriage is open or not, they're life partners, and that works for them. And I think that's dope because that works for them. But for me, I'm good on that. What's your take?
Jada is on some bullshit. Will knew about this the whole time. This is not it just hit the public. They didn't expect this to hit the public, that's all. I don't think this was this was a surprise because August when it spoke to somebody else about this situation. But do I think that you was trying to help this person or help yourself help this person? Nah. You wanted to get your rocks off, man. Period. Will probably got his situations with his little groupies or whatever, and you're cool with that. And Will probably looked at you and was like, yo. Not to say he gave you permission to go ahead and do your thing. You probably didn't want to, but he just like, go ahead, do your thing. Like, you ain't happy with me right now. Go ahead.
Well, if she didn't want to and he pushed her to do it, then is it his fault? What are you saying?
It's both of their fault. Y'all
I
could
can agree on
have
that.
worked it out in y'all crib and
Right.
made each other.
And that's the final thought. In a marriage, you should not have to bring anybody else in your marriage, in your situation, to navigate through your difficult times.
Right.
There's so many resources out here. I'm
Just
gonna
leave.
keep saying it. I'm an advocate for therapy. You know, I'm an advocate. You know, if you got to separate and
Right.
you know, divorce, do your own thing, come back together if you got to. But like to tie in extra people and stuff, that's just messy. It's just messy, and
Get you this.
does. And that
Get
just
you
goes to
exactly
show that
what they had to
money
do.
can't save you from everything.
It's a fact.
It can't. But that's that.
But we want to thank you guys for watching. This was our reaction to the Will and Jada Red Table Talk.
The entanglements.
The entanglement, the permission that was given. That's what we're going to title this. Will gave Jada permission. But nah, thank you guys for watching. Episode 10. We'll be back with another episode next couple days. Before this episode, she made us some strong margaritas. I'm super lit right now, so if you see me wiping my eyes, it's because the margaritas just got me.
But before we end, we did do a giveaway
For the Marriage Madness,
a Marriage Madness, Uno for lovers. So I let my husband pick. We like what was the rules? The rules was to follow our Marriage Madness page. Subscribe to our channel, like our Instagram page, follow us on Facebook, and hashtag Marriage Madness with Rio and Cara. So we didn't get a lot of people to do it. We got a lot of a good amount of views, but we didn't get a lot of people to do it. So he decided to go with the first person.
The very first person to do that was Tyra Young. Shout out to you. You are the winner of the Marriage Madness Uno for Lovers. You'll be the first one to get it.
I'll just drop something.
Please.
Yo, Uno for Lovers. We're gonna mail it out. I actually think I have her address because she bought some juices from us.
Okay, so we'll be mailing it out to you ASAP. It's super fun. You and your mate
Congratulations.
probably will not finish this game. I just want you to know that you guys probably will not finish this game. Enjoy. Get super lit. Thank you guys for watching Marriage Madness. I'm Rio. It's my wife, Cara. Peace.